Welcome back to the 21 Boom guided meditation. This is Coach Zach Feeney. I'm your guide for this one here this evening. Today we're going to go over using emotions as the object of meditation. And that's going to be where we start off here, using memories as a support in meditation. So sit for a moment and find a painful memory that you can use here. Maybe it is a memory of being criticized. Sometimes people use a memory, or sometimes people use a visual image of something that provokes them. And then next, find a pleasant emotion. Retrieve a memory or a visual image that evokes a pleasant emotion, such as being praised. For just a moment, think of that. Have a memory or a visual image that feels positive. And then with a painful emotion and a pleasurable emotion in mind, place your mind on the breath and close your eyes, and first allowing the breath to be the support. Let your breath be your friend for training and being present. If your mind wanders off, which it usually does, just come back to the breath. Do that for a short time, and then rest in the open awareness. Recall that anything can arise in space and be the object or support for your training. So now mentally fabricate, or using a memory or a visual, bring forward in your awareness the emotion that's unpleasant, and place your attention on the emotion. See if you can contact the texture of the feeling. If someone asked you to describe the feeling of the emotion, how would you describe it? Fully put your attention on the emotion itself, just as it is. Some people find it helpful to feel for the emotion's temperature or texture, or its location in the body. For some people, this is very easy. For others, it is quite difficult. Just do your best to be present with the unpleasant emotion. If at any point your mind wanders, gently bring it back without the labels of right and wrong. Often our emotions take us into the story or the thoughts. When the thoughts arise, notice them, notice the thinking, then bring yourself to the feeling of the emotion. There, in the immediacy of the emotion, feeling into it, lies the possibility of moving into openness and acceptance. You'll find that this is quite liberating and eventually quite settling. I encourage you to get curious about your emotions and to allow yourself to go into them so you can experience this opening. This is how the heart opens. This is how compassion arises. Compassion for oneself and compassion for others. Next, repeat the same exercise we just did, this time recalling a pleasant emotion. Give your friendly attention to the experience or the felt sense of an emotion. We're trying to get a nonverbal experience here. Allow yourself to bring up a memory that carries with it a strong emotion. Perhaps a strong emotion that feels more immediate has already surfaced. If so, work with the first strong emotion that shows up for you. Perhaps it isn't a so called negative emotion, perhaps it is joy. First, what does the emotion feel like? Find its texture and its color. Feel where it's located in your body. Is it sharp? Is it dull? Is it in your heart or is it in your belly? You're looking for a felt answer. It's like saying, when does a toothache feel? What does a toothache feel like? You don't have to describe it to yourself in words, but you want to know that feeling. If thoughts come up and distract you, just note that and come back to experiencing. Come back to just finding the feeling. What does the felt sense of the emotion feel like? It's said that all experiences arise and subside. Is that your experience? Thoughts can cause the energy of emotions to freeze or dwell for a long time. If we let go of the thoughts, the energy can move. Is that your experience? If you're describing your felt sense of the emotion with a word, what does pleasant or unpleasant or painful or tight feel like? What does this word you've used to describe the emotion feel like? Maybe you're even using a word like tingling or tense. What does that feel like? Breathe in and out, feeling it, experiencing it, resting in the experience. If you're experiencing a strong emotion, you might want to breathe more deeply so that a sense of space and openness and friendliness can come in and support you. If you're feeling absolutely nothing at all, just a blank neutral state, breathe in and out and simply note, what does blank and neutral feel like? What does the numb feel like? If you're feeling resistance to doing this at all, experience that. You can keep asking yourself the question, what is it this? Whether it's boredom, resistance, overwhelm, pain, pleasure, drowsiness. Try to get try to get at the experience by asking yourself, what is this? You're not looking for a verbal answer. You're looking for an experience. What is this? Now, really try to locate the strong emotion in your body. A way to use emotions as a support, as a friend, as a helper on the path of awakening is by using the way that the emotion is affecting your body as your object of meditation. Rather than using your whole body as the object, the easiest thing is to just zero in on one part to find the feeling in the body. For instance, your body temperature is rising, you're sweating, your palms are moist, your stomach is in a knot, your brow is furrowed. Choose one of those things. Mingyur Rinpoche was once working with a student who had severe depression, and he asked her what it felt like. She said, "It feels like molten lava throughout my whole body." He said, "Okay, we're going to use that feeling as the support, as the friend for your awareness. Instead of focusing on the whole body, just focus on your big toe." So if you have an all over feeling of some kind, focus on that feeling in one part of your body, if that's easier for you. Sit with the feeling and then rest in the experience of whatever came up for you. Sit in the home base of your being, the vast spaciousness of your mind, the open dimension of you. And now that we practiced with finding the feeling, it's very common that the rumblings of the unpleasantness, the clenched stomach, or the sharpness in the heart are still there. The feeling doesn't go away, but there can be the feeling of having a lot of space around the emotion. We might feel less smothered by the emotion. We're training for real life. Strong emotions will come in our life. And through meditation, we learn to give these emotions space so that we can feel more settled when they do arise.